What's up, guys? It's Christopher DAV1D on ECF, Aerovapor on YouTube. Today I have got a review of the Itaste MVP. We are going to go up close, kind of show you the evolution that Innokin has done with the Itaste, what they started with, what was in the middle, and where we're at now. Alright, so these are the original Itaste variable volt devices. When it first came out, it looked like this. It had a pen cap and magnet connectors, which was pretty cool. It was the first of its kind of anything I had ever seen. It was sort of in competition with either you were an Itaste person or an Ego Twist person. I happened to have gotten an Itaste first, so I was an Itaste person. So anyway, the device worked like this. You had two buttons, up and down. When you hit it, it gave you a puff counter and then the voltage. It went from 3.3 to 5 volts and worked exceptionally well. You had a fire button that would light up green when it was fully charged, yellow when it was like 75 or under, and then like red when it hit around 25%. So that was the original. Then they upgraded to this. They got rid of the magnetic connector, got rid of the pen cap. It was still a Nokia style charger you needed. Same controls, puff counter, and then voltage from 3.3 to 5 volts. Again, worked excellent, just like the first one did, except they ironed out a couple issues with the magnets because, you know, once in a while they would get a little wonky and you had to mess with it in order to get it to fire or make a connection. So, same thing, just a little bit cheaper and a little less bells and whistles as far as no cap or magnets. Now we have the Itaste MVP, which is the newest version that they have come out with. When you get the kit, you get your Itaste, and then you get a charging cable, two dual coil clearomizers, vision type clearos, and then this little magnet or little tank doohickey thing. This works the same way when you buy one of those little Ego adapters so you can cover up the threads when you use a tank. This one has threads at the very base, two little threads, and you can screw this on to hide those. Now don't get it mixed up. This is an Ego style connector, but it's not threaded the same as an Ego, so while you can use visions and stuff like that, anything that's threaded around the actual skirt of the clearomizer, rather than the 510 connector inside, will not work properly on this. Okay, so, alright. I'm going to put my little tank doohickey on here and set it up the way I have been using it, which is with an Eternity Rebuildable atomizer. Now the MVP works the same way that the Itaste worked, or that the original Itaste worked. When you fire the button, it lights up with a green light when it's fully charged or up to 75% charged. As it dwindles down to 75 and 50, it'll go to yellow and then eventually red, letting you know that you have to charge it soon. The big selling point with this device is a lot of people are into devices that can charge electronics, and this one can do that. If you take the charging cable that it comes with and you flip the device over, you can see what kind of makes this device special. There's a little toggle switch here that says on and off. If you flip it to on, which it is already on, you can actually plug in the USB charger and charge whatever you want, whether it be an iPhone whatever you want. This charger in particular comes with a mini USB, a micro USB, and an iPod adapter on it. But you can really plug any USB style connector or USB style cord into the MVP to charge whatever you want, regardless of what kind of cell phone or camera you have. You just flip this to on, plug your device that you want to charge onto this, and you are good to go. And you can actually vape as it charges. It does not stop charging when you vape it. A lot of these devices, when you hit the fire button, it will stop charging whatever you have hooked up. This actually continues to charge while you vape it. So if you want to charge the actual device, then you would use this end of the cord for the micro USB, and you would just plug it into here like such, plug this end into your computer or wallboard, and you will charge the device. If it is red or dead, the light will light up red. As it gets a little further charged, it'll go yellow, then eventually green, then eventually it will turn off. The finish is, it's all metal. It's not rubberized at all. It's just a painted metal. The bottom and top are chromed, so it does get fingerprints or scratches. Like mine has a bunch of scratches on the bottom, but that just shows you how much I've used this device. I've used it a lot. I've dropped it. I've done all sorts of things to it and have yet to hurt it. Let me take a pull on here. Alright. Next is the screen. It is actually a mirrored screen. So, you know, in case you want to check your lipstick or make sure you don't have any lipstick on your collar or anything like that, you can use it like a mirror. So, you hit the voltage down or up and it'll originally give you a puff counter. That is since I believe it was plugged in. When it gets plugged in or charged or it dies, it will restart. So you got a puff counter and then your voltage that it's set at. It will go from 3.3 all the way up to 5. It doesn't go round robin back to 3.3. You have to go hit the down button, but I mean, it doesn't really bother me much. The device is pulse width modulated, however, it's not like a lot of the, well, to me, like the Smoke Tech, the old like Smoke Tech Fist Pack, where you put it on 3.3 volts and it feels more like 4.5 volts. It's not like that. You get a pretty true vape, and the voltage when you set it is basically what you're used to vaping. 4.2 volts on here feels like 4.2 volts to me. So that is the up close of the Itaste MVP by Innokin. And this is, like I said before, the little tank ring. If I take this off and I take the ring off, it basically just makes it so the Ego style connector isn't exposed if you're not using an Ego threaded device. So it just hides the thread and kind of gives it a more finished look to it. And it actually has 2 air holes in it. So if you're using any sort of tank and it happens to sit flush against this, it'll still give you a good draw because it has 2 air holes in the little tank thingamajigger device. So that's the MVP. So that was the up close of the MVP. I've been loving this device. As you can really see from the close-up, it's got some definite wear and tear, scratches and nicks in it. I've used it a lot over the last month that I've had it. But just like when the original Innokin Itaste came out, I was really a big fan, and I am an even bigger fan now that I can use this. Great example was last night my power went out, and I had this to keep me going for my cell phone to stay charged. You know, granted, if you charge your cell phone or charge your camera or whatever it is, you're going to get a lot less vaping time on this. But I have so many e-cigs that I was able to then use this just to charge my cell phone and then vape on something else, so I was able to keep my cell phone charged while the power was out. So that's a great option on here. I've really been enjoying this device a lot. It's definitely... Awesome job. It's definitely a device that I hold on to, that I use a lot, and that's really become a go-to device for me in the past month, and I will continue using it. It's 2600 milliamp hours, in case I didn't say that before. So, you know, your usage is really going to depend on how hard you vape, what volt you vape at, and if you're charging a lot of stuff on it. Me, when I'm vaping it, I don't generally use it a lot to charge, so I get a solid 2 days out of this without thinking twice. Like, I know I can take this off the charger in the morning and get 2 full days without ever having to think twice or worry about charging it. I generally vape around 1.5 to 2 ohms, set at 4 to 4.5 volts depending on what's on here. So that's it. That is the Itaste MVP by Innokin. Any questions, comments, anything, hit me up on YouTube. I will do my best to answer everything I can. In the meantime, make sure you're subscribed and stick around.